of the night here at the Happy Bet International Darts Open. Simon Whitlock with his standard big beaming smile and stride onto the stage. Devon Petersen has managed to not only vault the camera, do the vanity case move, then hit the dab in front of the 3,500 German fans here. Some sort of dance move combo bonus Devon is going for here. These two duking it out for the right to face. Peter Snakebite Wright, the number 2 seed, who has just come through a bit of a battle with Steve West and was nowhere near the top of his game. Characterised his performance as snatchy as he just came off stage there. Peter Snakebite Wright. But he's still in the hunt for a second European Tour title of his career. Simon Whitlock is a former European champion. Devon Petersen is yet to claim a PDC title, and he will have hopes of doing exactly that this weekend in Risa. I'm Dan Dawson, and for the final time of the night, I'll be commentating with Rob Malarkey.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Devon to throw first. Game on!
Speak up, Rob.
Indeed you will. I was just waiting for Kurt to do his thing, and the calculator has got the game started. South Africa plays Australia here in Risa. That would be a cracking rugby
55.
Tie in the Tri-Nations, or whatever it's called these days, but here they are playing for the right to advance to the last 16 of the International Darts Open. Simon Whitlock, I begged the question, or I asked the question beforehand, where are the glasses?
Very good point.
Wore them in a tournament for the first time in the UK Open qualifiers earlier this year, to much fanfare as well, and now he's not even wearing them.
Well, he had that problem where they were slipping down his nose, and he was giving it the full Jeremy Corbyn stare over the top of them. But then he seemed to sort that out somehow, whether he hooked it to his
58.
ponytail or got himself an Andrew Gilding glasses strap. I'm not quite sure how he'd done it, but they weren't slipping down his nose, and he looked like he was relatively comfortable with them. But I don't know if he's got
100.
contacts in. I'm not sure what the deal is with Simon Whitlock. Maybe he's just playing blind. Gary Anderson swears that he can't see half the things he hits, and he's won 2 world
100.
titles.
Yeah, it works for some. 6 qualifiers have made it through to the last 16 so far. Can Devon Petersen
45.
make it 7? Joe Cullen might well do as well. He plays Kim Huybrechts in the last match of the night for the right to meet Robbie Green in the final match of the afternoon session tomorrow.
58.
Yeah, good mates, those two, Devon Petersen and Joe Cullen. They'll be hoping they're both still in the hat tomorrow, as the
58.
third round, the last 16, will be played out in the afternoon session, with the quarterfinals, semi-finals and the final all to come in the evening. The defending champion Michael Smith, out. Michael Van Gerwen, the world number 1, out.
140.
James Wade, multiple major champion and winner on the European Tour this year, had to withdraw late before the tournament started as well. Huge
43.
opportunity
Simon,
for everybody
86.
here in Risa to claim either a first Euro Tour title or another Euro Tour title. We do have a number of winners in this crowd.
Shot on the first leg.
Simon Whitlock takes out 86 in 2 darts.
Second
A
leg
very
is Simon
efficient
to throw
kill. And
first.
whether he can see the target or
Game
not,
on.
he hit it there.
Yeah, glasses or not, 86 checkout. 1-0 he leads. And it's a very early break for the number 15 seed. Devon Petersen, by the way, reaching this
57.
stage of the competition by beating Kevin Painter 6-1 yesterday. He averaged only 85 in that match, but he really made the most of 14 missed doubles
121.
by Kevin Painter yesterday. That's why the damage was done. It wasn't a particularly outstanding performance by any stretch of the imagination, despite the emphatic nature of the scoreline.
However, Devon, for me,
85.
did come up with the shot of the weekend in that match. He had 136. Look at this. How about
108.
that? How about that? Devon Petersen with a maximum. Yeah, had 136. Treble 20. Treble 20. Leaves him double 8. Accidentally hit the double 11 to bust his score.
59.
But before the ref could call it, the dart fell out the board. 120 scored, came back for double 8, took it out.
100.
Certain Mr. Painter sat at the back of the stage. How is your luck?
That sort of thing could only happen to Kevin Painter.
Well,
He would say.
sure he would.
100.
Ton for
Devon, you
Whitlock, not
require
enough to get to a
100.
finish. And Devon could take this out in 11 darts. And what a response that is. 12 will do.
Game shot on the
Yeah,
second
good
leg.
stuff, Devon Petersen.
The leg is Devon to throw first. Game on.
A 12-dart break of throw for the South African, who featured in 4 European Tour events last year, with his best run coming in Dusseldorf,
80.
where he beat Peter Wright 6-5 in the second round. He hasn't really managed to beat that this year. He reached the 3rd round of the Dutch Darts Masters in Venray as well.
42.
Second round in Munich, 1st round in Hamburg, and the 2nd round in Dusseldorf also.
Yeah, he hit a 9-darter earlier this
39.
year as well. That was his 3rd career 9-darter in Barnsley back in May. But in terms of runs deep into tournaments, even on the Pro Tour, the best he's managed is last 16.
108.
But there's a maximum from Simon Whitlock.
The sweat dripping off his face at the moment as well. That's an
121.
illustration of how warm it is at the moment here in the Saxon Arena in Riesa.
Yeah, it is very hot in here. And, well, you expect 3,500 German fans packed in here.
125.
It's pretty warm in the practice room as well. So all these guys
82.
who've been,
Simon
there for a
Whitlock,
number of hours
154.
Hanging around at the Lost and Found.
doing a bit of practice as well. But yeah, it is pretty warm.
47.
Ooh, well, that's not really done him any favours there, Simon Whitlock. He would have been on a nice little 2-dart finish. Now he's got to use all 3 darts to see off 107. And Devon, if he can... Yeah, great dart. That means he...
Simon, you require 107.
Yeah, much off pressure here for Simon Whitlock.
Good dart, tops.
Tops then.
Game shot,
that's
the third
more like
leg.
it.
Simon Whitlock.
A 107 checkout from Simon
Fourth leg
Whitlock.
is Simon to throw first. Game on.
And it's another break.
Very accomplished finish there from Simon Whitlock, the wizard. Bit of magic. Oh, lovely.
More magic here from him as well.
180.
A 107 checkout backed up by a 180.
And that's pretty ominous for Devon Petersen.
96.
I mean, obviously he's throwing good darts, but Simon Whitlock, when he's playing at his best, his grouping is some of the best you will ever see. He will get 3 darts. The points of them will be so jam-packed, so closely together. He's a man who he does
140.
move around a lot on the oche. He'll take a little half step here, a half step there, just to try and make best use of the flight and the way the dart is set
140.
to try and guide it into the target area. And when he's playing at his very best, he has an incredible knack of putting basically 3 darts on a pinhead.
You'd think Devon would take the opportunity
65.
to towel himself off here, because he is absolutely dripping in sweat. You must feel that running down his face as he steps up to the oche, but
133.
not a problem there.
Simon, you require
Down to
160.
a finish of 132, but Whitlock here 116. He's already taken out 107 and 86. Won't take out 116 here.
100.
Now, made it
Devon,
difficult
you
for himself with that
132.
first dart. This is a showstopper. Trouble 19. Ooh, not to be. Trouble 19 would have given him a
59.
dart at the bullseye. Looked pretty inviting
requires
with that
16.
first dart in the 25. But Simon Whitlock, for the first hold of throw we've had in this game, if he can take out the double 8, it's 3-1. And we'll have a little bit of daylight between these two. Now we see the little half step
Game
as he
shot,
tries to
fourth
use
leg.
that dart
Simon
and the
Whitlock.
flights, and
Fifth
it
leg is
may have
Devon
given
to
him a
throw
bit of
first.
assistance
Game
there.
on.
He may have just barreled straight in, difficult to tell, but he does find the target, and he is 3-1 up.
60.
And now Devon Petersen has work to do. Not found himself in this position so far this weekend, as we already articulated. It was a 6-1 win against Kevin Painter, and now he's going to have to come from behind.
140.
We will see Devon again this year on the European Tour. He qualified for
96.
Mulheim next weekend, the European Darts Trophy, and for Sindelfingen later this month as well. But he won't be at Hildesheim. He didn't make it through there for the final European Tour event of the year, the German Darts Championship.
59.
Didn't qualify for Riesa last year either. But he's here, and he's looking to keep himself alive in the competition.
96.
Yeah, Simon Whitlock, when he came here last year, he was 5th seed. You know, he's had phenomenal success in the past on the
100.
European Tour, has Whitlock. Last year he went out at this stage of the tournament, beaten 6-5 by Darrell Gurney. Now, That wasn't going to happen this weekend.
40.
Darryl Gurney's got his hand in a cast still.
He has had a pretty disappointing run, though, in Europe.
Yeah, he's
90.
clinging on, really, to that seeded position.
Beaten by qualifiers like Jamie Caven in Hamburg,
96.
Ron Moulenkamp in Austria, Gerwin Price in Dusseldorf.
112.
All good players. But despite that poor sequence, as you say, he will be seeded for the double eight for Whitlock.
He's back to where he was, the centre of the board. Wide
Game
stuff
shot on
from
the
Simon
fifth leg.
Whitlock.
Simon
Sometimes
Whitlock.
you'll see players move across and then they need to go
Select
to the other side of the
Simon to throw
board,
first.
but they don't move. They're not thrown from the centre of the board. It's not where you practice throwing your darts from, but Simon Whitlock's not a man to make that kind of simple mistake.
The European champion of 2012 is looking good for a place in the last 16 here in Riesa.
58.
He has won one of these European Tour events as well, Simon Whitlock, but that was way back in 2012 when we had the European Tour created in its
100.
current incarnation. Admittedly, it was only 5 events. I mean, we've got 10 this year. It's just grown and grown and grown.
And 11 next year.
And 11 next year, you're right.
It
And a
is
load of
45.
new venues. Leverkusen,
Göttingen.
Mannheim, Göttingen. Yeah.
Jena. Can't
Jena.
wait. Jena, that'll be special.
I'll be honest, I know nothing of Jena.
Carl Zeiss.
45.
Bless you.
Manufacturer of lenses. Sponsor or behind the football team of the 70s.
60.
One of those great Eastern European powerhouses.
There you go. Robert Malarkey
Under
with
the
his
floodlights
random
on
sporting
Sports Night.
trivia.
Carl Zeiss Jena. Sadly no more.
108.
Devon, heavens for Simon Whitlock to end that monologue about Carl Zeiss Jena.
Devon Petersen might be sadly no more in a minute if
140.
Simon Whitlock carries on
Simon
like this.
requires 76.
Great setup shot from Whitlock with a maximum.
Oh,
and look
at
at
this again.
wonderful stuff. Double eight. Still double eight for 5-1.
Game
The
shot on the
end
sixth
may be
leg.
nigh
Simon
for Big
Whitlock.
Devon.
7th leg, it's Devon to throw first. Game on.
Well, he has to win 5 on the spinner. 6-1 winner yesterday, could be on the
140.
receiving end of a 6-1 defeat here. Simon Whitlock wasting very little time at the moment. Can Devon do anything about
108.
it? You suspect not. It's a 5th 180 of this match. Whitlock very much in charge here.
Yeah,
100.
Whitlock's hit 4 of them. And he is looking very, very good. Look at that.
Go on.
Behold.
140.
Simon Whitlock. Very nearly. The back-to-back ton 80s. Saw Michael Smith miss double 12 for a 9-darter. Oh, insult to injury for Devon Petersen. There's 57 points fall out the board, and that means that Simon Whitlock has a lead of 41. He's going to have at least 6 darts to see off the 181 for a 6-1 win. Is it going to be 25 on the bullseye? Yeah, he went the
90.
ball and he got the ball. 2 darter left for Whitlock to close out the match and set up a last 16
100.
clash with the number 2
Simon
seed
required
Peter Wright
91.
in what will always be known as the ridiculous hairdo derby. Well, safety first for Whitlock. Oh, well, I say safety first because it should mean he's guaranteed a dart at the bullseye, and he can smile about it because he's 5-1 up.
59.
But he misses the big number with the
Devon
second
required
dart.
122.
And so we'll have to come back and hope that Devon doesn't take this out, but that's no guarantee. No guarantee at all. Bullseye.
97.
That would have
Simon
been
require 32.
just exactly the kick up the backside that Devon Petersen perhaps needed to get himself going here, but it's double 16
Game
for
shot.
Simon
And
Whitlock.
match. Simon
And the
Whitlock.
Wizard of Oz waltzes into the last 16 here at the International Darts Open. The number 15 seed wasting very little time there. Devon Petersen, a 6-1 winner yesterday, a 6-1 loser in the second round. And it's Whitlock who will go through for that derby encounter with Peter Wright tomorrow. And they will meet for a place in the quarterfinals. The draw, the lineup for the last 16 almost complete. One match to come here this evening. Kim Huybrechts, the number 3 seed, on the way, playing
Simon.
Joe Cullen for the right to meet Robbie Green. Let's hear from Simon now.
I got the flu, but, you know, I feel good. I'm not making excuses, but I felt good. You know, when you're sick, you don't really care, and it's quite relaxing to be sick, so, you know, your styles come out.
So once you start and once you play, no excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. Actually, you know, when you're sick, there's no pressure, so you just go up and you play your normal game, and that's what I need to do from now on, and I can play good when I'm relaxed.
How was the time home in Australia?
Fantastic. Got to see my kids and some good friends. Fantastic trip, yeah.
We see you tomorrow again. That's good. Thank you very much. Simon Whitlock.